navigation service along the country were also severely affected. The Maritime Aids to Navigation depot located in Talcahuano and the one in Valparaiso. The Chilean Navy has an enormous responsibility ahead, not only the reconstruction of their facilities and services, but also in the provision of security and assistance to the community. These are the pictures of the Talcahuano Naval Base, where the Maritime Aids to Navigation depot was. The earthquake and tsunami destroyed houses, cars, port facilities, and aids to navigation. It is important to say that the Chilean Maritime Aids to Navigation Service has taken measures to deal with this situation in order to restore the aids to navigation network in the areas affected. These measures include identification of the most affected signals, assessment of the damages, reallocation of funds, planning, and reconstruction. Now, back to our topic, I will tell you about this presentation, which is titled Improvements of Navigational Routes in the South of Chile. In order to give you a clear idea about how we are improving our aids to navigation, we will follow the screen sequence. We will start with some general information about Chile in order to understand the complexities that we have to face in our work. Then I will explain the role of the Chilean Navy and its role in relation to the aids to navigation. Then we will continue with the importance that the navigational routes have for Chile, and then we will take two important passages as an example in order to explain the works that we have been carrying out. And finally, we will take some conclusions. Chile and the aids to navigation. Chile is a beautiful country in South America, occupying a long, narrow coastal strip between the Andes Mountains to the east and the Pacific Ocean to the west. The Pacific coastline of Chile has 6,435 kilometers, with about 1,050 aids to navigation, consisting of lighthouses, buoys, beacons, among other devices that constitute the national network of aids to navigation. It is important to bear in mind that more than one-third of Chile's coastline consists of a vast archipelago lying to 41 degrees south. Near 5,000 islands form an intricate network of channels with shoals, reefs, and narrow passages, making maritime signaling a vital need, which is provided by our service, facing these hard conditions and others such as tsunamis and earthquakes. Moreover, unfavorable sea conditions and weather conditions make this work much more difficult in isolated locations. The role of the Chilean Navy in relation to aids to navigation. Activities carried out by the Chilean Navy are found in three main scenarios: international, defense, and maritime vector. The international vector aims to contribute to the international presence of Chile, participating in different multinational activities that look for creating and strengthening the bonds with other navies and important organizations such as the United Nations. The defense vector refers to the role fulfilled by the Chilean Navy in the defense of sovereignty and territorial integrity of the country, contributing to the safety and security. Finally, we will focus on the maritime vector. This role is mainly executed by the Directorate General of the Maritime Territory and Marine Directe Mar, which is the branch of the Chilean Navy that watches over the fulfillment of current enforced international laws and agreements to protect human life at sea and marine environments. The Aids to Navigation Service belongs to this directorate, and one of its responsibilities is the improvement of aids to navigation along the coastline. The importance of navigational routes for Chile. In Chile, in order to provide a better safety of navigation, improvements in routes and in aids to navigation are being implemented by installing equipment with the best technology available. More than 80% of Chilean maritime international trade is moved by sea, from which can be seen how important it is to maintain safe navigational routes for our country. The Maritime Aids to Navigation Service, in an effort to provide excellent service to mariners, has begun the process of improvement of aids to navigation in southern routes of Chile. In order to continue what we have started, signals have been installed in two important passages, the Tortuoso Passage and the Great Channel, applying modern technology. Now, We will briefly review these two projects developed. The voyage of both routes meant the development of two important projects pushed by two main objectives. For the Tortuoso Passage, to improve safety of navigation in the Strait of Magellan for the traffic of LNG vessels, and for the Great Channel, to increase the draft in that navigation route. In order to enhance safety in our navigational routes, the Chilean Navigation Service had started some years ago the progressive replacing of all the conventional lighting systems for lanterns with LED technology with a range of up to 9 nautical miles. This is made by changing all the current recons for pressurized equipments and buoys with rot-molded plastic. Moreover, AIA's 8 navigation equipments are in the stage of operational test in order to assess its performance and possible implementation in the country. Now, we will start with the first project, the Tortuoso Passage. In the framework of the Quintero Bay Natural Gas Project, which has high priority for the Chilean government, and the need to improve safety to navigation in the Strait of Magellan, through studies were conducted by Oceanographic Service of the Chilean Navy. These studies were carried out on a multi-beam hydrographic patrol vessel and verified routes, updated cartography, and gathered accurate bathymetric data. Many months before vessels heading to Quintero LNG terminal arrived in the country, a study of the route was made, considering the assistance of local pilots, the National Pilotage Authority, and the information received from commanders of naval ships, detecting that the largest and complex navigation area was the sector of Paso Tortuoso in the Strait of Magellan. Since it is affected by strong currents in the area and little average depth for navigation, caused by two shoals located in the north side of the passage. Once the main risks to navigation were identified, it was decided to install a new luminous beacon called Paso Largo. It has 9 nautical miles range, LED technology, lantern and raycon mounted on a fiberglass tower. In the Isla de Cohorn was installed a lighthouse with a raycon. In the Roca Anson was installed a buoy and AIS 8-ton equipment on trial. All signals have nickel-cadmium batteries and solar panels as a power source, which allows to have completely reliable autonomy. Something about the improvements of navigation in the Great Channel. Considering the increase of maritime traffic and the need to allow vessels with bigger draft and length to navigate across protected inland waters between the Strait of Magellan and Trinity Channel, a project was created in order to implement an aids-to-navigation system in Great Channel. The Great Channel has an extension of 3.5 miles. It's an alternative route for vessels with a large draft. Although it's deeper, it's also intricate. And its navigation is more complicated. In order to improve the route, once again, the Naval Hydrographic Vessel Patrol, Corneta Cabrales, carried out bathymetric studies in order to provide a truthful nautical cartography of the place. With the collected bathymetric data, the risk factors were determined and it was possible to develop 3D images to analyze accurately the most suitable factors for the signals installation. Once the places with greater risk to navigation have been identified, with the information provided by the pilotage officers, commanders of the Chilean naval vessels and maritime users, and according to the hydrographic and oceanographic features of the area, it was decided to install 4 articulated buoys, which allowed the navigation of vessels with a draft of up to 12 meters. Articulated buoys were selected because in case of a collision with one of them, the damage will be less than with a simple